What's going on, America and the rest of the world? Xander J. Hobson here, comedian, director and producer of boxing documentaries and troll to those who need trolling. This is another episode of The Devil's Advocate, brought to you by the Brilliant Arts Movement. Folks, do me a favor because I'm trying to go to the platform. Subscribe, like this video, share it, and by all means, leave a comment in the comments section because I enjoy checking out the feedback from these videos that I make, as well as exchanging opinions and points of views with you all.
Fifth gear. I think I'm still waiting for fourth gear.
Canelo right having to move his head because Kovale's not even committing to the jab.
There it is. Kovale's hurt. Kovale's down. Kovale's out. It's over.
So anyway, right? We got this big super fight coming up. Terrence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Now, these are two of the best and most dominant fighters of our era. And to be quite honest with you, when I see these guys, I think past the multiple championships that we have in each weight division. And I see both of these young fighters as a throwback to the fighters of the past.
He is also talked about as the best switch hitter that the sport has seen. Some say ever. What a huge right hand! Oh, Crawford gets up! Oh, the first round knockdown! Punching between punches and a flush left hand, and here comes Buck. He drops him into the ropes, and that's it. It's all over.
If Kirkland can get up, he's going to fight. He's always going to want to fight. He's never going to give up.
But his legs are not there. This time, I don't think he's getting up.
Wow.
Is he counting or is it all over?
Oh, it's
all over.
It's over.
He knocked him out cold. Referee didn't want to bother the count. They want to get the doctor in there first. That was a right hand that finished him off. How about Canelo Alvarez? Wow.
Now, that's not to minimize any of the current fighters, because anybody who has enough courage to get in that boxing ring, they have my respect and my admiration. But again, in this time of multiple championships, it makes it easy to win championships. Nowadays, guys who would be 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th ranked contenders are happening upon world championships because there's so many. You got the WBA regular, you got the WBC silver, you got the WBO mandatory, you got the IBF Lions and Tigers and Bears championships. There are more than enough championships that go with these multiple weight divisions. And to be quite frank, the sport has been watered down. This is why Dana White and the UFC is so popular, because guess what? They don't have multiple championships and multiple weight divisions. But when it comes to fighters like Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Bud Crawford, these are guys who have completely dominated their weight division, and they have been consistent in being the very best in any weight division that they campaigned in.
Round. That was a huge right hand to Canelo Alvarez that pushed Gennady Golovkin's head right back.
That's the biggest punch of the fight.
He's smiling. He's aware of what's happening.
You don't smile when you hit like that.
And there's not much he can do. That was a headshot. Down he goes to the body, and that should do it.
It's over.
That is it.
What do you need?
Good shot. He overextended himself and stepped back.
Caught him coming in. Credit to Medjimov.
Good one.
Overwhelmed Medjimov. Can he finally break?
So now that we got all of that out of the way, who's going to win the fight? Is it going to be Terrence Bud Crawford, or is it going to be Canelo Alvarez? Folks, listen. Honestly speaking, this fight can go either way. It depends on who's going to be at their best come fight night. You take Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is one of these short, stout, strong guys. He has a low center of gravity. He has a big neck and a hard chin. So I don't know if Bud will be able to knock this guy out. Then Canelo is a real hard puncher. So will Terrence Bud Crawford be able to stand up to Canelo Alvarez's punching power? He has beautiful defense. Canelo Alvarez reminds me a lot of Roberto Duran and the white Muhammad Qawi. All those little short, stout guys who are hard to hit with a low center of gravity and a tough chin. And it's really difficult with a guy like that. If Terrence Bud Crawford gets into a slugging contest with Canelo Alvarez, more than likely this will be Canelo Alvarez's fight, and Canelo Alvarez could possibly get the victory by way of knockout.
Hector Afu simply decided that Citron was taking too much.
Now, let's look at Terrence Bud Crawford.
He is also talked about as the best switch hitter that the sport has seen. Some say ever.
He drops him on his nose, and Kenny Bell doesn't bother to count. He's knocked out.
Knee buckle there. I think Terrence Crawford's going to let
If you're asking me, Terrence Bud Crawford reminds me a lot of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. My favorite fighter of all time, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And this is why I've grown to like Bud, because since I've been watching this guy, he fights a lot like Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terrence Bud Crawford, the switch hitter. Terrence Bud Crawford, the slugger. Terrence Bud Crawford, the boxer. If you think about it, when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Alvarez, he kept him on the outside with that long, stiff jab. He would get into the exchanges with Canelo, and he would step back outside and keep it to the middle of the ring. The middle of the ring, in my opinion, is Terrence Bud Crawford's fight. Now, the only dangerous thing about this fight for Terrence Bud Crawford is Terrence Bud Crawford is a tough guy. Okay, the guy is strong, he's a wrestler, and he really has a nasty disposition in that ring. So if Canelo Alvarez whacks him real good and is coming at him hard, and Terrence Bud Crawford gets the impression that Canelo Alvarez is trying to punk him, Terrence Bud Crawford might get into a slug out with this guy, and that could possibly be to his detriment. Let me tell you something, folks. When Marvin Hagler fought the great Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler had to box and slug, because you can't slug with a guy like Roberto Duran. You can't slug with a guy like Canelo Alvarez, because they're those little short, stout, pesky, strong guys with a solid chin and an awesome defense, and it's just hard to knock guys like that out. So you have to give them the jab, give them the jab, give them the jab. And this is what Terrence Bud Crawford is going to have to do. If he's going to want a victory over Canelo Alvarez, he's going to have to give him more boxing than slugging. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with it. BAM!